Bitcoin has been taking the market by storm, as we're well aware of by now, from being worth the most negligible amount to being priced over $60,000 now. People aren't wrong to speculate that it'll be worth $500,000 or more in the near future. So today we'll talk about crypto trading becoming a chronic addiction and why people are going to rehab due to it. First up, Bitcoin and its prices. Factually, we're still at the macro level when it comes to digital money, which furthermore increases the general optimism towards Bitcoin, i.e. that current investors may be able to multiply their wealth one day in the future and reap way more than they sow. But here's the catch. Bitcoin prices are never guaranteed. Bitcoin trends are cyclical, as its production is halved every 4 years on an estimate. Corrections and price pumps by massive margins in as little as a few hours, days if we're stretching it, are part of the risk, albeit completely normal in the Bitcoin world. In December 2017, for example, the price of Bitcoin peaked at around $20,000. Right after, it dropped to below $4,000 in the following 2 years. See what we mean? Fluctuations in the price of Bitcoin are constant and never foreseen. And when paired with sudden price increases as well, Bitcoin seems like the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow to many. Also, can you imagine how exhilarating it must be to witness price rallies in action? Well, it is. Crypto traders are terrified of missing out on them, having the itch to constantly monitor price action and crypto-related news. Other cryptocurrencies are just as bad, by the way. Even they can rise to over 100 or even 1,000% of their value in as little as a few days. Known as altcoins, they can have super low, seemingly reasonable starting costs, and then suddenly shoot up, but then crash down just as fast. These gigantic fluctuations between prices play a major role in the addictiveness of Bitcoin and similar cryptocurrencies. When a cryptocurrency goes short, downwards, or long, upwards, investors have a window of opportunity to make great profits in barely any time, depending on which position they choose. Though this can work out in their favor, there's a high chance it'll do the opposite. The thrill of taking such a giant risk is what draws them in. Leverage trading is another tricky way to place one's bets on a trade. Basically, when an investor is using loaned funds to increase their position size on a specific trade, it is known as leverage trading, since they have more leverage over the trade. But is the leverage beneficial or harmful? You can never know for sure. The amount of money you gain or lose depends on the size of leverage you take. For example, taking a 3 times leverage means you'll either gain 3 times what you invested or lose it and go into debt. Not a safe game to play at all. There are usually limits to the amount of leverage you can take, but some crypto exchanges let you take as much as 100 times leverage, which is not safe at all. Way too dangerous, in fact. Next, how is that addicting? When one makes profits, the levels of feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine, adrenaline, and so forth are skyrocketing in one's brain. This is the case with being addicted to intoxicants as well, like drugs and alcohol. One may keep seeking more of this pleasure, pushing themselves to their limits, which makes their brain unable to feel said pleasure in any other way. Other pleasures of life begin to mean nothing in the face of such an overarching one. This specific sense of euphoria makes crypto trading and investing as intoxicating as it is. But also, this specific euphoria is only triggered by a crypto win. A loss, on the other hand, is almost like a withdrawal, way too painful for an individual to handle. This propels them to distract themselves by making yet another trade, desperately trying to achieve the euphoric rush again. Several who suffer from crypto trading addiction have commented on how it isn't about the money, but the constant roller coaster they're on. The unexpectedness of it all keeps you on the edge of your seat, and the combination of anxiety and hope is a lethal one. Now, other physical factors. There are several other things that contribute to crypto trading becoming an addiction, and physical reasons at that. Apart from the mind game it plays with you, Bitcoin trading has now become more accessible than it ever was. With technological advancements and online access from literally any gadget you can have, crypto trading has become almost mainstream in this day and age. Barely anyone thinks there's anything wrong with it. Either you find people extremely interested in it or those who don't know jack about it, but you're probably yet to find someone who sees the dangers of it and opposes them entirely. Crypto traders who are addicted are usually addicted in secret. After all, it's a lot easier to hide how it affects you mentally than an addiction that would show physically. Loved ones can barely see the problem, let alone solve it. This kind of addiction only becomes evident when it has spiraled out of control. Moreover, several crypto traders wholeheartedly think they've done all the research they can on the trade, and are, to put it bluntly, undefeatable. What they don't realize is that no matter how many charts you analyze, trends you you study and strategies you build, you'll never have full control over the market. Your strategy is not invincible. Your control is just an illusion. Snap out of it. Crypto traders are also way more attached to their losses than their gains. It's like they take losses personally, even when they're of the same value as their gains. This usually leads to them chasing their losses, investing time and money to win them back in whatever way they can, also known as loss aversion. Traders are also overly optimistic about making profits on their trades, a recurring theme with traders who are addicted especially. It's either the success of their previous trades or even the success of other people's trades. Both add to this optimism, also known as the availability heuristic. Next, the effects of Bitcoin addiction. Crypto addiction can negatively affect mental, emotional, and physical health, having a direct impact on their relationships, career, money management, and other aspects of life. Much like gambling, the stakes are incredibly high when an individual becomes addicted. Unfortunately for the world, money makes it go round. Losing money digitally feels, in the modern day, just as bad as losing it physically. One thing we'd like to clarify, though, is the difference between investing and trading and how the psychological impact of both are distinct from each other. Holding Bitcoin is the equivalent of investing in it for the long term, whereas trading Bitcoin is the equivalent of taking different positions consistently over the price of Bitcoin either going up, longing, or going down, shorting in the short term. This is based on crypto prices, data, and other speculative information. And now, psychological impact. This brings us to the harmful implications of each. There are often bigger psychological impacts and emotional distress resulting from trading crypto rather than investing in it. Trading is way riskier and has several problems that are more likely to occur than those in investing. Investing is a far more stable, steady, and secure way of going about it, while trading involves constant stress and involvement. At the end of the day, though, both can become problematic in excess, as everything does. Though there hasn't been significant research on the matter, a lot of the impacts of problem gambling behaviors are mirrored in crypto addiction. Symptoms of mental instability like stress, anxiety, mania, and depression are common. The instant gratification aspect of trading crypto is addictive, and the fluctuations of euphoria and depression leads to chemical imbalances in the brain. Insomnia and restlessness are also common, since individuals become so preoccupied with their positions and the current price action that they cannot sleep in peace without checking both of the aforementioned every waking moment. To stay awake and alert, traders go so far as to abuse heavy drugs like cocaine, Adderall, and the like. Excessive caffeine intake is also common. The lack of sleep, coupled with consistent drug or caffeine intake, is very likely to result in visual or auditory hallucinations, eventually replicating systems of serious mental health disorders. However, researchers are firm about holding back from drawing conclusions. Much more research is required when it comes to crypto addiction. We can simply hypothesize about the possible causation-correlation link in this scenario. Next, we have other concerns. Crypto addiction has the potential to affect several other aspects of a person's life. Traders addicted to crypto are not only mentally impacted but consequently have no time for their physical lives. Their careers and family lives become at risk as they delve deeper and deeper into the unsure crypto world. They may neglect important life obligations, putting them and their loved ones at risk of facing financial issues along with the emotional burden of dealing with their addiction. Similar to gambling, the loved ones of somebody addicted to crypto are more than often the first ones to recognize their problem and suffer at the hands of it. Though often beneficial, always remember that crypto is a very dangerous game to play. One should only do so when they're absolutely sure that such a hobby, side hustle even, won't turn into something this consuming and harmful. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think crypto is a worthwhile pastime? Have you ever seen crypto addiction firsthand? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next one.